1 year ago, there wasn't much to celebrate as Independence Day arrived at Cherry Rock Farms near Brandon.
In late June 2024, as the family-owned market prepared to open for the summer, heavy rains and flooding all but washed away the season. In tonight's Eye on Kettleland, Travis Fossing tells us about a daily reminder of last year's damage and how the owners aren't the only ones happy to be back in the fields.
The soil is damp after a welcomed rain at Cherry Rock Farms, where fourth-generation owners Marco and Laura Patzer are celebrating the family farm's 100th anniversary with high hopes.
So far the season's fantastic. I mean, we've had some heavy rains and some hot, dry spells, but overall we're able to get the crops in the ground. We got plenty of moisture. Crops are growing great. Yeah, it's looking really good.
The Patzers are also leery of too much precipitation after last year's heavy rainfall and subsequent flooding in late June.
I think the most vivid picture I have of last year is just waking up and seeing the water coming over the dike and knowing that this was a really devastating rain that had happened, and just trying to figure out what we were going to do and how we were going to move our animals, and kind of hurrying around to just get everything done as the water was rising.
Pretty devastating when you see the waters coming up and it's just basically covering up all your hard work.
They managed to salvage the season by replanting what they could, and whatever sprouted up was sold during mini markets.
Persevere, as best we can, try to make the best of the situation. There's not a lot else that we can do. I mean, this is our livelihood. We don't have other jobs, so we just had to, try and make the best of it.
The Patzers have nearly 25 employees during the peak of the growing season, but couldn't afford to keep them on after the flood.
That was probably one of the hardest things to do, was tell someone that we have no employment for them after, they've been working for us 6, 7, 8, 9 years. And they were all very understanding. Some of them came out and even volunteered just because they believe in what we do.
I'm excited for everything to kind of come full circle again.
Tristan Bisbee enjoys working with his hands and is back at Cherry Rock Farms for a 6th straight summer.
Laura called me a farm manager, but pretty much just a farmhand, just help out where I'm needed and kind of help direct people, since I kind of know what I'm doing a little bit.
In the wake of the flood, the Patzers managed to find Bisbee a few jobs around the farm, but he had to seek out other work.
I just picked up some odd jobs, and I helped paint a couple houses, helped my dad with some stuff, but yeah, I just picked up odd jobs and tried to figure it out for the rest of the summer.
He also learned a few lessons.
Come to grow up with Marco and Laura a little bit, and just to kind of see how they persevered and how they pushed through something as big as this was honestly inspiring and taught me a lot.
The Patzers were also aware their own kids were watching how they responded to the adversity.
There's lots of lessons in life that aren't easy lessons, but necessary lessons, and hopefully they learned something from it.
A year later, a souvenir from the flooding remains on the Patzers' property, a camper that washed down Split Rock Creek.
I'd love to figure out a way to get that out of there, but it's kind of wedged down in the trees.
No one's claimed that they lost a camper. We've tried to call, we have the VIN, I've worked with the police, and no one's claimed it. So now we're just stuck with this big piece of waste, and it's pretty disheartening that no one wanted to claim looked to be a pretty beautiful camper.
It's now part of their past and present. And after a year of trials and tribulation, the family is ready to celebrate a century on the farm.
100 years is a big deal for any business, but especially business like this. It's pretty tough work. Farms kind of fall by the wayside these days, and we're pretty proud of what we've been able to accomplish at the 100-year mark.
We're super excited to really share with the community and our accomplishment, and just really welcome people back to the farm and show them, we're here and we're ready to celebrate with great veggies and fun and family this summer.
With Eye on Kettleland, I'm Travis Fossing.
Yeah, it's looking good. Cherry Rock Farms, offering everything from cantaloupe and cucumber to watermelon and zucchini, is hoping to open for business next week. They'll be providing updates on social media and their website with a specific date.